In the heart of a bustling Arabian city, lived a young man named Aladdin. Now Aladdin wasn't a prince or a merchant's son. He was what you might call a street urchin, but with a heart of gold and a mischievous sparkle in his eye. His only friend in the world was a nimble little monkey named Abu. Together, they were masters of navigating the chaotic marketplace, often borrowing a loaf of bread or a piece of fruit to get by. Life was tough, but Aladdin always dreamed of more. He yearned for a life beyond the dusty streets, a life where he wouldn't be judged for his worn-out clothes, but for the goodness in his heart. One day, while evading the palace guards after a particularly daring shopping trip, Aladdin's life took an unexpected turn. He bumped into a young woman who was also in a bit of trouble with the street vendor. She was beautiful, with eyes that held the depth of the desert sky at night. But more than that, she was kind and spirited. Aladdin, ever the charmer, quickly helped her out, and for a fleeting moment, they connected. He was captivated. He didn't know it yet, but this was Princess Jasmine, the Sultan's daughter who had disguised herself to escape the suffocating confines of the palace and experience the real world. Their brief encounter was cut short by the guards. Jasmine revealed her identity to save Aladdin, but it was too late. He was captured and thrown into the palace dungeon. Aladdin thought his luck had run out. But in the darkness, a mysterious old man appeared. He spoke of a fabled cave of wonders, a place filled with unimaginable treasures. The old man promised Aladdin riches beyond his wildest dreams if he would just retrieve one small item for him, an old, worthless-looking oil lamp. Desperate and intrigued, Aladdin agreed. The old man, who was actually the wicked royal vizier, Jafar, in disguise, used his dark magic to free Aladdin and lead him to the desert. Standing before the giant tiger-headed entrance to the Cave of Wonders, Aladdin felt a mix of fear and excitement. The cave's booming voice warned him to touch nothing but the lamp. Inside, gold coins, sparkling jewels, and mountains of treasure surrounded him. It was more wealth than he had ever imagined. With Abu chattering nervously on his shoulder, Aladdin navigated the glittering maze. He found a magic carpet, a sentient and playful being, trapped under a pile of gold. After freeing it, the carpet gratefully showed him the way to the lamp. But just as Aladdin grabbed the lamp, Abu, tempted by a giant glistening ruby, touched the forbidden treasure. The cave roared in anger and began to collapse. The magic carpet swooped in, grabbing Aladdin and Abu just in time. They raced towards the entrance, dodging falling rocks and molten lava. They made it to the opening, but Jafar, revealing his true colors, demanded the lamp before he would help Aladdin out. Aladdin handed it over, but the treacherous vizier tried to get rid of him anyway. Quick-witted Abu bit Jafar's hand, snatched the lamp back, and jumped down to Aladdin just as the cave sealed shut, trapping them inside. Trapped in the darkness, Aladdin felt hopeless. He aimlessly rubbed the dusty lamp he had risked everything for. Suddenly, with a flash of smoke and a burst of electrifying energy, a gigantic, blue, and incredibly charismatic being erupted from the spout. "You ain't never had a friend like me," he boomed. This was the genie of the lamp. He explained that he could grant Aladdin 3 wishes, anything his heart desired, with just a few exceptions. Aladdin, clever as ever, tricked the genie into getting them out of the cave without using an official wish. Free at last and with phenomenal cosmic power at his fingertips, Aladdin's first thought was of Jasmine. To win the heart of a princess, he knew he couldn't be a simple street rat. So, for his first wish, he asked the genie to make him a prince. In a dazzling display of magic, Aladdin was transformed into Prince Ali Ababwa. He made a grand entrance into the city of Agrabah, complete with a massive parade of camels, elephants, dancers, and mountains of gold, all courtesy of the genie. The Sultan was impressed, but Princess Jasmine was not. She had seen enough arrogant suitors and wanted someone genuine. Aladdin, as Prince Ali, tried to woo Jasmine with his wealth and status, but she saw right through the facade. Frustrated, he almost gave up. But later that night, with a little encouragement from the genie, he went to her balcony not as a prince, but as the boy she had met in the marketplace. He invited her for a ride on his magic carpet. As they soared through the night sky, above the clouds and past the wonders of the world, Jasmine's heart began to melt. She recognized the boy she'd met, and for the first time, she felt a real connection. She realized that Prince Ali and the boy from the market were one and the same. However, Jafar had not given up. He was obsessed with gaining power and had figured out Prince Ali's secret. He ordered his guards to capture Aladdin and throw him into the sea. Sinking into the depths, Aladdin's life was fading fast. Unconscious, his hand brushed against the lamp. The genie appeared, and seeing his friend in mortal danger, used the second wish to save him. Aladdin returned to the palace just in time to expose Jafar's treachery. But Jafar, using his own sorcery and his cunning parrot, Iago, managed to steal the lamp from Aladdin. With the genie now under his control, Jafar's evil ambitions knew no bounds. For his first wish, he became the Sultan. For his second, he became the most powerful sorcerer in the world. He banished Aladdin to the frozen ends of the earth and reveled in his newfound power, enslaving Jasmine and her father. But with the help of the magic carpet, Aladdin raced back to Agrabah for a final showdown. He was no match for Jafar's sorcery, but he had something Jafar didn't: his wit. As Jafar gloated about his immense power, Aladdin taunted him, pointing out that the genie was still more powerful. "The genie has all the power!" Aladdin shouted, "and you are still just second best." Jafar's ego couldn't take it. Consumed by his lust for ultimate power, he used his third and final wish to become an all-powerful genie. As he transformed into a colossal red genie, he celebrated his victory. But he had forgotten one crucial detail. A genie, for all its cosmic power, is a prisoner to its lamp. A new black lamp materialized, and Jafar was sucked inside, trapped for eternity, with Iago being dragged in with him. With Jafar defeated, the genie flung his lamp far into the desert. Agrabah was saved. Aladdin had one wish left. He could have wished to be a prince again to marry Jasmine. But he had learned a valuable lesson about being true to himself. He looked at his friend the genie, who had spent 10,000 years in servitude. Aladdin smiled and made his final wish. He wished for the genie's freedom. With a final heartfelt goodbye, the genie was free to see the world on his own terms. Seeing Aladdin's selfless act, the Sultan was deeply moved. He changed the law, declaring that the princess could marry whomever she deemed worthy. And of course, she chose Aladdin. The street rat with a heart of gold finally got his wish, not through magic, but by being true to himself. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.